Hey, it's Matt Easton, founder of Easton University. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. I'm going to be dropping tips on you every single day to help you get better both in business and life. And if this tip right here, right now, if you like it, please give the video a like and leave a comment. I want to hear from you. I'm lonely. Hey, where are you? Leave a comment. I want to read it. Let's jump in. Let's go live. Shall we? We shall. Let's go live. How's everybody doing? We're doing great, Matt. We got Chad in the house. We got everybody in the house. All right, so here's the deal. I just told you a second ago, grab a sword and shield, aka a pen and a piece of paper. You're going to want to take some notes because we're going to basically unravel where everybody gets sales screwed up, and I'm going to put you on the path. Yes! I'm going to put you on the path to things being so much easier. And as I tell you about this path, by the way, it's a 6-step path. As we talk about the 6 different steps to your success, I want you guys to participate, and I want you to give me your ideas on how you would approach these 6 steps, and we can collaborate, we can get them better. Let's get into it right now. All right, here's the problem. I want to talk about sales processes and what people think sales is, because for the most part, they're wrong. People think sales is a one-step process. I only got to do this one thing and I'll get sales. Who wants to take a guess at what I believe most people, 90+% of salespeople out there, think that is the one thing they have to do for their job? Close. I like that. Even before the close, what do they have to do? Anyone else want to take a guess at it?
Show up.
Show up. I like that. Kind of in between showing up and closing, here's what they think sales is. Most people think sales is, I'm going to make a bunch of statements and I'm going to present and I'm going to get business. I'm going to tell you some stuff. I'm going to say some really great things, and then I'm going to show you some really cool things, and then I'm going to get the close. Okay? It doesn't work that way. This is why people hate salespeople. This is why people don't answer calls. This is why we hate those really long emails. Because the people that write, you know the emails. I've got 7 of them today, right? Hey, hope your day is going great. Want to share with you some things that we're doing in your industry. And all of a sudden you got to read this book report because they think if they make a bunch of statements, 7 paragraphs worth, and you don't even have a relationship with this person, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is amazing, this 7-paragraph email. I want to buy your stuff. It doesn't work that way, all right? So grab your pen and a piece of paper. I'm going to give you a 6-step process. And I know you're like, oh my gosh, there's steps. Yeah, to everything in life that's valuable, everything in life that you want, you got to take steps. But fortunately, when you master these 6 steps, they'll go very, very quickly, and it'll be a lot easier for you to get sales. All right, so here are the 6 steps. I'm going to walk through them real fast, and then we're going to talk through each one. You ready? Here's the 6 steps. Action allows you to give insights. Insights allow you to ask questions. Questions create conversations. Imagine that. Conversations create relationships. Relationships create opportunities, and opportunities create sales. Okay? We got to get their attention. I've got to deliver an insight once I've earned the right to talk to them by getting their attention. Then once I give that insight, I can ask questions. Those questions are going to lead to conversations. Those conversations are going to build trust and relationships. And relationships are going to create opportunities, and opportunities are going to create sales. Okay? Everybody screws this up, and it drives me nuts. They either think it's all about making statements, doing presentations, and getting sales, or some garbage. No, it's all about rapport. How's it going today, Jason? Oh, man, do you think the home team's got a shot this year? How about this weather, Kay? Is it hot enough for you? Is it cold enough for you? Is it humid enough for you? It's so dry. I need water. That's not a relationship. Okay, we got to be professional. So, step number 1, attention. Who wants to give me an idea? Some pretty simple ways. How can we get somebody's attention? Besides yelling, yo, hey, look at me. What could we say to get a prospect's attention?
Some insights.
Yeah, no, we got to get their attention before we can provide insights. If we just lead with the insight, they're going to ignore us.
Point towards a problem that you think is common to that industry?
That would be kind of an insight. Here's an easier way
Ask
to...
the question.
Introduce yourself.
Ask questions.
Well, we're going to ask questions after we deliver insights. All right? Hey, Chad, it's Matt Easton. You and I are connected on LinkedIn.
Yes, I remember that, Matt.
Yeah. Hey, I've got an idea. I'd love to get your opinion on, Chad.
Sure.
Got your attention, don't I?
Yep.
Right. So how we're going to get somebody's attention, we're going to let them know who we are, how we're connected, and we're going to let them know we can keep it as simple as I've got an idea I want to get your opinion on. Hey, John Fitzgerald, you there?
Hey.
It's Matt Easton, founder of Easton University. You and I were both in San Diego at the NADA conference last week.
At San Diego?
Yeah. Hey, John, I've got an idea I'd love to get your opinion on.
My opinion?
Okay, he's mirroring me now. But do you see, John, do I have your attention?
100%. I'm sorry, Matt. I should have done that. I apologize.
No, it's all right. I have your attention, right?
You do.
So, okay, so now I have somebody's attention. How you're going to get their attention? Vu, Matt Easton, you and I are connected on LinkedIn. Chad, Matt Easton, you and I were both at this conference. Mike, Matt Easton, I manage all small markets for Dallas, whatever it is, who we are and how we're connected. Notice that third one. I can just tell them what I do, and that's our connection. And then I'm going to say something as simple as, hey, I've got an idea I want to get your opinion on. Okay, now I have your attention. By the way, if we're sending out emails for sales, that should be the nuts and bolts of the email. Knock it off with the 2-pager with the PDFs attached. Okay, hey, the email could read as simple as this. Title of the email, Matt Easton / 720-660-32032. Mobile, right? My name, my mobile. Chad's going to open that. He's going to be like, what? Somebody's sending me their mobile, right? Chad, Matt Easton, founder of Easton University. You and I are both connected on LinkedIn. I've got an idea I'd love to get your opinion on. Give me a call on my mobile when you have a second, 720-660-3202. You're going to get 7,000 times more people responding than if you're just trying to like beat the hell out of them with insights in what we do and how we can help your business. That is not the place to get somebody's attention, okay?
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Matt, what about this? What about asking them for some insights? I mean, hey, we connected on this. I see that you spoke at this conference here. Would you have some time to just share a little bit more about, that thought?
Yes, but I want to do that later because we're not in the business of just asking people for free consulting, right? We got to give and then we're going to get. So I'm going to show you how to get that. That's going to come in number 3, the questions. Who else had a question there? I thought it was Peggy maybe?
Yes. My question is, when you said for the header to put in the email your name and your phone number, do you also put the company name or not put the company name?
I don't think you have to put the company name. The header would start getting really long at that point, right? Like just your name and your phone number. And that's a more personal email.
Okay.
Yeah, you could play around with it, but I don't hate either way, Peggy. Here's the number you want to keep in mind, and the number is 7, just so everybody knows that. Once you have more than 7 words in an email header, it's going to get truncated, okay? So I've got your attention. Now I'm going to deliver an insight. It sounds like this. Hey, John, thanks. So here's one thing that we're seeing with automotive software providers. Dealers right now, they're under a ton of pressure with OEMs, kind of, little small kind of cold wars going on, Ford and the dealerships and everything. And the last thing that dealers want is yet another piece of software. But here's where they're having difficulty is customers are coming into the stores and they're either not qualified or the terms are just insane. 84 months to finance a vehicle. Nobody even knows if they're going to live that long, much less drive the same car. Is that anything that you guys are seeing with your stores?
We are, Matt.
Boom. So now I've gotten John's attention. I've delivered an insight to John. And notice how right there, step 3, I've asked John a question. Right? And look at how now that rolls me right into conversations. Who said, should I ask them for insights? Was that Vu? Somebody asked that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was me.
So do you hear how we're going to I want you just to lead with something first, right? Vu, what industry are you in?
Energy.
Energy. Give me a short little insight that you could give for energy. Something that you're seeing in the industry that's not salesy. Just literally like a news bite of something that's going on in the industry.
Are you aware of the global demand on natural gas?
Yeah, so now I'm gonna, by the way, what's going on with the global demand on natural gas? High?
It's high, yes.
Okay, so instead of saying, are you aware, I'm gonna lead with, man, so great, Matt, it's Vu, we're connected on LinkedIn. I've got an idea I'd love to get your opinion on. Yeah, sure, Vu, what is it? So we're seeing global demand for natural gas has spiked north of 39% just in the last 2 quarters. And a lot of our clients are having trouble keeping up with the demand. Is that something that you're seeing? Okay. Now, see how I'm not asking the question right out. I'm going to make the statement that I'm asking like I asked John. Is that something that you're seeing with your stores? John said yes. What if John said no? I could say, got it. Just out of curiosity, what are you seeing with your stores? Oh, my problem with our stores is we don't have inventory. That's the big problem. It's not the finance terms, it's the inventory. Now we're having a conversation. Right? Chad could open that up talking to a real estate brokerage. Hey, Matt, it's Chad here with Chad Leads. You and I are connected on LinkedIn. I've got an idea I wanted to get your opinion on. Ring, I call Chad back. Hey, Chad, what's going on? Yeah, so something that we're seeing with our top tier real estate clients is their cost per lead has now actually nearly doubled. It went from $9 per click to $17 per click just in the last 10 months. And as the real estate market is cooling, the price of leads is actually going up. So there's a pretty big gap there in terms of top line revenue for the brokerage is going down, yet expenses are going up. Is that something that you guys are seeing? Oh my God, yeah, Chad, were you in our meeting yesterday? We're getting our butt kicked. When you say butt kicked, give me a specific example. Is Google literally coming and putting you in a Kimura and an armbar? Well, pretty much. I paid him $45,000 last month. Now we're having a conversation. Notice what I didn't lead with. Hey, Matt, it's Chad at Chad Leads. We can lower your cost of leads by blah, blah, blah %. Attention lead to insights. The insight is Chad saying the market is going down. The cost per lead is going up, and you guys in your head, you probably visualize that. That gap is bad, right? That gap is bad. Are you seeing that? Now we're having a conversation, right? Conversations lead to relationships. I can give you some examples of relationship, right? Chad, you be a real estate broker for me, okay? Unmute yourself. You there, Chad? Yeah. So, Chad, you're seeing your costs of leads go up, yes?
Yeah, we sure have, especially since COVID.
Okay, can you kind of walk me through, because a couple little things there, COVID, we did see a spike with the market, and now most of our top tier brokerages are seeing things cool off. Is that something that you're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, my team, we cover Seaport, Back Bay in Boston, and Charlestown. It's, we were paying about $100 per call, live connection, and now we've noticed that it's about $300.
Wait, you went from 100 to 300, so 300% increase.
Correct.
How is that affecting the business? Where are you coming up? Just out of curiosity, I'm not asking to get into your finance, but how are you guys coming up with that additional 200 per lead?
It's tough right now, especially now, Matt, because there's not a lot of sales going on. A lot of the buyers that we're working with, I mean, the average condo price is about $1.2 million. Yeah. And a lot of buyers they're on the fence because the rates are like 6.3 now, and they're getting priced out.
Yeah.
Or they're not getting priced out, and they just want to wait and see what's 2023 going to bring.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a couple ideas where I think I might be able to help you guys with this, and in a few things that you could possibly start doing just in terms of the leads you are capturing now. I work with probably 30% of the top brokers in Boston, just some tips on kind of how to answer the phone and respond to those. So even if you didn't go with us for leads and you continue to pay that astronomical $300 per lead, we might see some conversions going up. Would it make sense possibly to have me come into the office on a day when you've got the team there and I can walk through a few ideas on how they could respond to leads, and then possibly look at getting you leads for I mean, I'm not sure what your exact price would be. I'd have to look at it, but we're talking probably $30 to $70 a lead as opposed to $300.
So correct me if I'm wrong, you're going to help me with lead gen and you're going to help coach my team?
Well, I'm happy to help coach your team. It's not a service that we offer, but I do work with, McKinney and the top tier Remax there and Mike Cross's team. I'd love to share some insights about what they're doing when they get leads from us that would work. And total transparency, Chad, your team's going to walk out of that meeting with some new ideas whether you do business with me or not. I'm happy to help. I mean, I want to help you guys get through this phase.
That would be very helpful, Matt.
Yeah, when's the next time you're having a meeting with all your brokers? I'd love to come by and hang out, run through some tips, and then possibly after that, you and I could strategize on how we can maybe either kick up the volume of leads with your current spend or keep the same amount of leads and get you paying a lot less.
We meet every Monday at 10 in the morning.
Okay, can you guys do next Monday?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll see you next Monday. Listen to what that didn't sound like. A sales pitch, a sales presentation. I reached out to Chad, got his attention. Hey, Chad, you and I were both at the real estate conference in Boston. I've got an idea I want to get your opinion on, right? Chad, give me a call on my mobile. Chad calls me back. Hey, Chad, here's what we're seeing, especially in downtown Boston. The market has cooled. Condos are now down to 1.2, a low from the 2.1 they were in July, yet the cost of leads has gone up. Is that something that you're seeing? Yeah, man, we're now paying $300 per lead as opposed to $100 per lead. I showed the patience and the restraint to not go, well, hey, great, I could get you $70 leads. That's interesting because that's what a lot of our clients are seeing, right? Have you noticed that? What are your plans for attacking that? How are you planning on dealing with it? Well, I don't know. We're trying to figure that out. Well, I'd be more than happy to come down and talk to your team. I can give them some pointers, right, that will help them whether you do business with me or not. That's a relationship. Not, what do you think of the Patriots? Is Belichick going to pull it together again? That's not a relationship. That's gross and it's disingenuous, right? A relationship is, well, I know a lot about this. I'm happy to help where I can. I'd love to help you guys. Whether you do business with me or not, I'd love to help you, right? How about we get together and talk through it? That's how that relationship. And I guarantee you, if the sale went that way, when I met with Chad's team and showed them, hey, here, let me give you guys 2 questions right now. I want you to do these 2 questions, whether we're giving you guys leads or not. First time somebody calls, say, what can I get you information on? Your second question you need to get in there is, what research have you done on our brokerage? And then third, I'll give you a bonus one. What's your biggest reason for moving? Are you guys asking those 3 questions? No, we're not. Do those with your leads right now. Because by the way, Chad and the executive team, I don't know if you guys know this, Chad, hopefully it doesn't get me in trouble sharing this. Every time that phone's ring is calling, it's costing the brokerage $300. I'm going to try and get that down for you guys, but we got to make sure that we're closing these leads. Fair enough? Yeah. Cool. Chad, I think we got the team on board. I think we got morale boosted. What do you think makes the most sense? Should I get you more leads for your current spend, or should we let's do more for the current spend? Perfect. What are you spending right now? $45,000. Great. I'm going to send you over a contract for the $45,000. If you can get that signed for me today, Rhonda from my team will be in touch with you later this afternoon about implementation. Fair enough? Chad, I'm glad to be a part of the team. 6-step process. Attention allows you to give insights, right? I have to get your attention. Everybody just leads with an insight or leads with a question. If you've got 5 minutes, I'd like to learn a little bit about your business. It's not my job to teach you about my business. Or we help companies just like yours. Click, hang up, delete the email. Get their attention. Hey, Rhonda, you met Easton with Easton Energy. You and I are both connected through a LinkedIn group on natural gas. I've got an idea that I'd love to get your opinion on. Start the conversation. When you start the conversation, give an insight. Who's got an example of an insight that they could give a current client around their industry? Now, the insight is not, I've got a great product. The insight is you literally showing them you know what the hell you're talking about your industry. Who's got an insight?
Hey, Matt.
Yo.
automobile dealerships are really concerned right now about what's going on with the OEMs.
What do you mean by that, John?
Well, what's been happening is that the automobile dealers are being forced to be concerned about the manufacturer coming in and going direct to consumer.
Oh, you mean like the fact that I have 5 Ford stores and can't get an F-150 Lightning because for some reason they think I'm the bad guy?
Yeah, that's exactly what.
Yeah. John, did you happen to be in our meeting with Mike Thomas, our chairman of our board this morning? Because this is exactly what we're talking about. I'm guessing since you're coming to me with it, I'm not the only one that's feeling this way.
Yeah, that's true. And that's the reason why I wanted to have this conversation with you this morning, to talk more about that.
Yeah, man, I am all ears from, you want me to get involved in a class action with Ford? Maybe, I don't know. They might have Mafia Hitman. Or I would love to talk to you about this because this is something that's near and dear to my heart.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, so now John's able to have a conversation with me. He's able to ask me questions. Questions are going to lead to that conversation. That conversation is going to build a relationship. And then what if I tell John, right, after all of those insights about the war between Ford and dealers, and John has this conversation, and I say, John, you know, we just can't implement anything new right now because we're right in the middle of opening 8 new locations.
I completely get it. I understand.
Yeah, and he'll be here when we need him. I'm going to be so much more likely to call John back. Plus, that leaves the door wide open for John to come with some new information for me in a month, 8 weeks, 6 months. Now I've got somebody that I trust versus somebody that's trying to railroad, force feed me these garbage emails that are 7 paragraphs long about you've got to earn the right to even tell them what you do. They don't give a darn what you do. They don't care what discounts and promotions you have right now. Show them that you can deliver an insight about their business, because these are people that go home every day and try and talk to their spouse about their business. Spouse doesn't want to hear it. They go to jiu-jitsu to hang out with their friends. Their friends don't want to hear about their industry. There's really nobody they can talk to about their industry because they can't call their competitor because they don't want to share that information. You can instantaneously become your prospect's best friend just by sharing an insight about what the hell is going on in their industry because they don't have anybody to talk to about it, right? The natural gas thing that I think it was Vu brought up. I am sure there's 1 million people that would love to talk to Vu about natural gas, right? That have their finger on the pulse of that issue. And whether they agree with his insight or not, that's not the point. It's going to start a dialogue. And within a dialogue, Vu can then ask questions. Questions are going to lead to conversations. Conversations are going to lead to relationships. Man, that guy was sharp as a tack. He really knows everything when it comes to energy. You know, I've got a guy. Hey, Vu, can I give your number to Mike Thomas over at Anadarko? They might want to do some business. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Now you're an expert, okay? Attention, insights, questions, conversations, relationships, opportunities. Who's got another example of an insight they can give about what's going on in their industry?
Staffing shortage in medical practices.
Say it again, Jason.
There's a staffing shortage in medical practices.
Okay, how can we spice that up? Let's work on spicing this up. When did this staffing shortage occur? And you don't have to be Wikipedia, right? Give me because let's put a time range around it. Over the last blank, we've seen staffing shortages increase by, Jason, you live and breathe this stuff. I trust your formulated opinion. Give me your opinion on when this has happened.
Over the last year, there's been a shortage in both clinical and financial staffing in medical practices.
I would agree with that. Now, why do you think that is, Jason? I'm going to tell you why I think it is, but why do you think it is?
Stress over COVID is part of it.
Yep, that's the one that popped into my head. And now listen to this plausible business emergency. Hey, Matt, hey, Jason, so what we've seen, what I'm seeing in the market is tremendous increase in staffing shortages in the healthcare space with really hockey stick increase in levels of shortages since COVID. One of the things that I think might be contributing to this is a lot of people were out of work, misplaced, displaced, laid off, or furloughed during COVID, and kind of got in the habit of not being in the office and kind of got out of the practice of skillfully doing their day-to-day, especially when it comes to collecting invoices and unpaid accounts. Are you guys seeing any of that? Right? Notice how instead of saying, hey, I'm seeing an increase in shortages, I'm literally painting a picture, right? And now in their head, and some of you on this call were like, damn, I literally just pictured somebody sitting on their butt eating cheese puffs during all COVID, and now they don't want to go back to work, right? Or now they get back to work and they forgot how to do their job. Yeah, man, we're seeing that all the time. We've tried to hire 3 people. Can you kind of walk me through how that process has been for you? It's been ugly, Jason. We went to job fairs, actually hired 4 people last month. One of them showed up to their first day at work. Oh my goodness. It's not that bad, the 75%, but I will tell you with our clients, we call it getting ghosted, no-showed. They're about 30 to 50%. So you're not too far off kind of the benchmark about what we're seeing. Jason, just out of curiosity, what are kind of some of your plans to deal with this situation? Wow, I don't know. What if the situation gets worse? What do you mean? What if you can't hire anybody and the bills start to collect? Now, do you see how now we're down into conversation and relationship? And the more Jason shares with me about his frustrations with his office, the more we're going to have a relationship. And the more that's going to leave the door wide open for an opportunity. Great one, Jason.
Man, I'll tell you, that particular scenario played out over the past year and a half with a client that I've been working on for 2.5 years. And we just closed them last week, and it's a $340,000 per year client now.
Excellent job, Jason. And let me ask you this. It's probably one of your accounts, forget the money, that you feel really good about. You feel like, man, I'm really helping these people and I've made a connection with them. Yes? No?
100%.
100%.
And they were in more trouble than they even knew.
Correct. Now think if you had just called them and said, hey, it's Jason, I've got a great deal for you, I'm going to increase your revenue. Click buy, right? You might not have had this process laid out when you started the relationship, but I guarantee you, you loosely followed, you got their attention, you gave them an insight. You asked them questions, which led to conversations. You probably got together with the executive leadership team. They probably opened the kimono a little bit and shared some of their dirty laundry with you, right? You were respectful of the fact that they were sharing personal things about the practice with you. That opened the door for opportunities. Once you got the opportunity, I know you were on our training, it was very easy for you to say, hey, does it make sense to move forward with the program? Or does it make sense to sign the contract? Or does it make sense to sign the agreement? Yes, it does. Congratulations, you guys made a great decision. The next steps are bump, 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 bump. We think sales is showing up and throwing up and saying, do you want it? And that's why people hate salespeople. Hey, I hope you loved the video. If you didn't already subscribe, please consider doing so and leave a comment. I want to hear from you. Give the video a like. That's all I ask. I'll see you on the next one.